Look, if your plan to get rich involves working really hard at your job, then I have some bad news, a hug and a calculator with my condolences pre-typed into it. Because here's a fact that's going to slap harder than your alarm clock on a Monday morning. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. 7. Your boss has 1 income coming from you, and you have 1 income coming from your boss. And somehow, you're the one who's supposed to retire rich. Make it make sense. And don't get it twisted. I'm not here to crush your dreams. I'm here to crush the lie that your salary is going to crush your debt, build your wealth, buy your house, fund your retirement, and pay for that one friend who always forgets their wallet. Because that lie is the most expensive thing you'll ever believe. So today, we're ripping it apart, piece by painful piece. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why people working 60 hours a week are broke, while people working from a beach in Bali are buying property. Trust me, this is going to sting in the best way possible. Point 1. The tax trap you're walking into like a cartoon character. First, let's start with the most savage truth, the one nobody wants to say out loud at dinner. Your salary is the most taxed form of income on planet Earth. Period. The end? Good night. Think about it. The second your employer hits process payroll, the government takes its cut before you even see the money. You don't get to choose. You don't get to negotiate. You don't even get to flinch. It's gone. Federal taxes, state taxes, Social Security, Medicare. By the time your paycheck hits your account, it looks like it went through a paper shredder and came out the other side as confetti. You're basically working until April just to pay taxes, and then you celebrate tax refund season, like the government did you a favor by giving you back your own money that they held interest-free for 12 months. That's not a refund. That's a hostage situation with extra steps. Meanwhile, and this is where you're going to want to sit down, business owners and investors are playing a completely different game. They earn money first, spend on expenses, and then get taxed on what's left. You get taxed first, then you spend, then you cry. Same dollar, 2 totally different tax treatments. The tax code isn't broken. It's working exactly how it was designed to work. It rewards investors and owners, and it taxes employees like they personally insulted Uncle Sam's mother. So if your strategy is, I'll just make more money at my job, congratulations. You've just signed up to pay more taxes faster. The higher you climb the salary ladder, the more aggressive the tax bracket gets. It's like leveling up in a video game where the reward for winning is getting punched in the face harder. But okay, let's say you've made peace with the taxes. You're tough. You can take a hit. Cool. Here's the problem. Even the money that does survive the tax massacre is being secretly drained by something so sneaky, so quiet, you don't even notice it's happening until it's too late. And no, it's not your Amazon habit. It's something way worse. Point 2. Inflation is quietly eating your lunch, literally. Inflation. Say it with me. Inflation, the silent assassin of every paycheck you've ever earned. If you've been a subscriber for a while, you've heard me say this before, but here's the deal. Your salary might go up 2 or 3% a year if your boss is feeling generous and remembered your name during review season. But the cost of literally everything, groceries, rent, gas, that overpriced oat milk latte you swear is your only joy, that's been climbing way faster. So even when you get a raise, you're actually getting poorer in real terms. Your raise is basically a participation trophy. It feels nice, but it doesn't get you on the podium. Imagine running on a treadmill. That's your job. You're sweating, you're grinding, you're putting in the work. But the treadmill is speeding up underneath you. That's inflation. You're not actually moving forward. You're just trying not to fly off the back. And then your coworker who invests their money, they're on an escalator going up while eating a sandwich. Same effort, different machine. Here's a real-world example to make this hit home. In 2015, the average rent in most major U.S. cities was around $1,200. Today, that same apartment is closer to $2,000 or more. Did your salary go up 65% in that time? Probably not, unless you switched jobs aggressively. So even if you got raises, you actually have less real buying power than you did a decade ago. You're working harder for less. That's not a career. That's a slow-motion mugging. And by the way, quick pause. If this video is already making you rethink everything you thought you knew about money, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I make videos like this literally every week, breaking down the financial myths that keep regular people broke. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So your salary is getting taxed into oblivion, and it's losing value faster than you can spend it. Cool, cool, cool. But you might be thinking, all right, I'll just work harder. I'll grind. I'll get promoted. I'll out-hustle this. That sounds beautiful. It also brings us to the next brutal truth, and trust me, this one is the most exhausting one of all. Point 3. Your time is the one thing you can't get more of. Now listen closely, because here's the part nobody tells you when you're 22 and signing your first offer letter with stars in your eyes. A salary is a trade. You're trading your time, which is finite, irreplaceable, and arguably the most valuable thing you own, for money, which is infinite and can always be made more of. You're trading the rare thing for the common thing. Think about that for a second. Your boss can always print more revenue. Your company can always raise prices, expand markets, hire more people, scale operations. But you get 24 hours a day. That's it. That's the entire offer. And out of those 24 hours, you're giving 8 to your job, 1 to your commute, 8 to sleep, and the leftover scraps to your actual life. So you're essentially renting out 2/3 of your existence to someone else's dream. And the math gets even uglier. Let's say you make $60,000 a year. Sounds decent, right? But break it down. After taxes, you're taking home maybe $45,000. Divide that by 2,080 working hours, and you're earning about $21 an hour. Then subtract the cost of getting to work clothes, the lunches you buy because you're too tired to meal prep, the therapy you need because of work. And suddenly you're working for like $14 an hour to fund a life you don't even have time to enjoy. You're paying for the privilege of being exhausted. Here's the kicker. Wealthy people figured out the cheat code a long time ago. They stopped trading time for money and started trading money for time. They buy assets that earn money while they sleep. While you're stuck in a meeting that could have been an email, their rental property is collecting rent. Their dividend stocks are paying out. Their business is running. They're literally making money in their sleep, on vacation, at their kids' soccer game. You took a half day for that game, and your manager slacked you twice during halftime. Okay, so taxes hate you, inflation hates you, and your time is finite. Surely the system has something good built in for the employee, right? Like surely if you save aggressively, you can still come out on top? Well, hold on to your wallet, because this next point is going to make you question every save 10% of your income tip you've ever heard. Point 4. Saving alone will not make you rich. Ever. I'm going to say this loud for the people in the back. Saving is not the same as building wealth. Saving keeps you afloat. Investing makes you rich. Two completely different sports. When you save money in a regular savings account, the bank is paying you maybe 0.5% interest in a good year. Meanwhile, inflation is running at 3 to 5%. So congratulations. Your savings are actually losing money every single year. You're paying the bank to slowly drain your future. That's not saving. That's a subscription service for being broke. Here's a real example that should haunt you. Let's say you save $500 a month for 30 years in a regular savings account. You'd end up with around $190,000. Sounds okay, right? Now take that same $500 a month and invest it in something like an index fund with an average 8% annual return. Same money, same 30 years. You'd end up with over $745,000. That's nearly 4 times more. Same effort, same dollars, different vehicle. The difference between broke retired and comfortable retired is literally just where you park the money. And this is the gap that no one teaches in school. They taught you the Pythagorean theorem. They did not teach you compound interest. Albert Einstein literally called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world, and your high school skipped right past it to make you memorize the capital of Bolivia. Make that make sense. Real-world example. Meet 2 friends, Mark and Jake. Both make $60,000 a year. Mark spends every paycheck on lifestyle stuff. Newer car, fancier dinners, the latest iPhone every 2 years. Jake takes the same paycheck, lives slightly below his means, and invests 15% into index funds and assets. 20 years later, Mark is still grinding, still stressed, one missed paycheck away from disaster. Jake's investments are earning more than his salary, and he just took an unannounced vacation that Mark thinks is lucky. It's not luck. It's math. Boring, beautiful, life-changing math. If you're enjoying this and want more no-fluff, brutally honest money content, smash that subscribe button right now. Future you with the investment portfolio will thank present you for the click. Now look, by this point you might be thinking, okay, I get it, I'll start investing. But here's the next trap that catches almost everyone, and it's the one your favorite influencers won't tell you about, because they're profiting from it. Point 5. Lifestyle inflation is the quietest wealth killer alive. Lifestyle inflation, the art of getting a raise and immediately matching it with a new expense, so you're somehow exactly as broke as you were before, but now you're broke with a nicer car. Basically, it works like this. You get a $10,000 raise, you celebrate. You deserve a nicer apartment, a newer car, the premium streaming bundle, better coffee, maybe a gym membership you'll use twice. And just like that, your raise is gone before it even started compounding for you. You climbed up one rung of the ladder, and then you immediately stepped off and dug yourself a hole right next to it. This is the trap that keeps doctors, lawyers, and high-earning tech employees broke. Yes, broke. There are people pulling in $300,000 a year who can't survive 3 months without a paycheck because their entire life is built around their next deposit. They look rich on Instagram. Their bank accounts look like a third grader's lemonade stand at the end of a long day. Here's the rule that changes everything, and I want you to tattoo it on your brain. When your income goes up, your lifestyle should stay flat, and the difference should go straight into assets. That's it. That's the whole strategy. You don't need a finance degree. You need discipline and the ability to ignore your group chat when they say, "Bro, you got the raise, time to upgrade the car." Your car already gets you from A to B. The Wi-Fi works the same in a $1,200 apartment as it does in a $3,000 one. The flex isn't the lifestyle. The flex is the freedom. You don't see the truly wealthy posting their cars. You see them posting from undisclosed location on a Tuesday afternoon while you're in a meeting trying not to scream. All right, so we've covered taxes, inflation, time, saving, and lifestyle creep. But there's one final piece of the puzzle. The absolute biggest reason your salary will never, ever make you rich. And once you see this, you can't unsee it. Ready? Point 6. One income stream is a single point of failure. Look, I'm going to be completely honest. Your salary isn't just slow. It's fragile, dangerously fragile. If your one income source disappears, layoff, illness, the company gets bought out, AI eats your job, your boss has a bad Monday, you're done. Game over. You have zero buffer. Most people are one bad email away from financial chaos, and they're calling that stability. That's not stability. That's a Jenga tower with one block left. Healthy people understand this in their bones. They never, ever rely on one source of income. They have a job, then a side business, then rental properties, then dividend-paying stocks, then maybe a YouTube channel, then little something on the side they don't even tell people about. 7 streams, remember? Each one is a safety net for the others. If one dries up, the rest carry the weight. They're not building a tower, they're building a web. And the beautiful part is, you don't need to start with 7. You just need to start with 2. Get a side hustle, start investing, build a small online business, sell a digital product, freelance on the weekends. Whatever it is, the goal is the same. Stop being a one-trick financial pony. Here's a real example. Sarah works a 9-to-5 in marketing. Boring, stable, fine. On the side, she started writing a newsletter in her spare time. Took her 2 years of consistency, but now that newsletter brings in an extra $4,000 a month. Her coworker Mike makes the same salary, has no side income, and panics every time his company has a meeting with the words restructuring in the title. Same job. 2 completely different lives. Sarah has options, Mike has anxiety. So now let's bring it all home. Your salary will never make you rich because it's overtaxed, eaten alive by inflation, locked to your finite time, devalued by your own lifestyle inflation, and resting on one extremely shaky leg. That's not a wealth strategy. That's a survival strategy disguised as a wealth strategy. And it's the exact reason that 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, no matter how much they make. But here's the good news, and this is the part nobody talks about. Now you actually know. And knowledge that you actually use is the single most valuable asset in the entire game. You don't need to quit your job tomorrow. You don't need to become a crypto bro. You don't need to take out a loan for a course. You just need to start treating your salary as the starting line, not the finish line. Use it to fund assets. Use it to buy back your time. Use it to build streams. Use it as the fuel, not the destination. If this video opened your eyes even a little, if even one thing in here made you go, wait, what? Then do me one last favor. Comment the words, "I will be rich." Because next, I'm dropping a video about 7 side hustles that actually build wealth, not just burn you out. And trust me, this is the natural next step after everything we just talked about today. I'm breaking down the real ones, the ones with low startup costs, the ones that scale, and the ones I'd actually recommend to a friend. You don't want to miss it. Now go build something the IRS can't touch as easily as your paycheck. So subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next one.